Among traditional Jews, the wedding is not only celebrated on the day of the wedding, but for a week afterwards, in a series of parties called Sheva Brachot, which refers to the 7 blessings recited under the marital canopy, and that are recited at the end of a meal during the week after a couple have been married. So at one of these Sheva Brachot parties that Devorah and I were having when we were married, a friend of ours, Ruvain Kimmelman, a professor of Talmud at Brandeis, stood up to give us a toast. And it's over 20 years since it happened, so I don't remember his words word for word, but basically what he said was, it was a very special toast. He said, if you look in the Talmud, the rabbis apply the biblical verse, love your neighbor as yourself, specifically to one's wife. And Ruvain asked, why do the rabbis go out of their way to apply love your neighbor to one's wife? He said, let me tell you what I think is the reason. I've been at social events where I've heard men say things about their wives that they wouldn't say about their business partners if they intended to stay in business. And yet when you ask the man, how can you speak like that about your wife? He'll say, oh, my wife knows that I love her. The truth, the proof of whether you have fulfilled love your neighbor as yourself towards your spouse is not that you think you fulfilled it, but that they think they fulfilled it. This is part of the paradox and the interesting aspect of love your neighbor as yourself. Most of us show love to other people by acting the way we want people to act when they love us. But to really love your neighbor, you have to figure out what is it that your neighbor really needs. Do they need tremendous expressions of love? Do they need you to be careful how you spend your money? Do they need you to arrive right on time? Do they need great physical warmth? Obviously, people in one way or another need all of those things, but we all have more dominant needs. Now, what's fascinating is that at the time the Talmud was written, women lived in a very disadvantaged position in society. So it's very impressive that the rabbis focused on the need to love your wife as you love yourself. In the far more egalitarian age in which we live today, this commandment cuts in both directions. Does your wife feel that you love her as you love yourself? Does your husband feel that you love him as you love yourself?